Hello everybody and welcome to Brother Earth Healing. Today we're going to be reading for air signs as well as looking into air energy and into the mental space for the month of November 2020. It's crazy. We have 2 months till the end of the year. I'm going to be banging out these videos a little bit more consistently this month. Last month was kind of crazy, but they should all be out this week for sure, except for fire signs might be a little bit late because it's actually my birthday on Saturday, November 7th, so might get fire signs out a little bit later next week on Monday or Tuesday. Welcome, very warm welcome to you all. I'm very stoked to be helping guide so many of us, as well as like channeling these messages for the collective and myself too. It's been really healing and really beautiful what's been coming out. Just a little bit background on myself. I have a background and have been trained as a Buddhist monk in Thich Nhat Hanh's community, which is a Zen Buddhist tradition, as well as I've been trained formally as a medium and channel. And I also do a lot of healing work as well, energy healing work and ceremony. I'm available for private work with people and groups, and I'm also super happy to do collaborations and events and workshops and things like that. So feel free to reach out if you resonate and would like to connect in any way. Feel free to drop comments and stuff and say hi or ask questions. Be super happy to support and clarify. My information is below if you'd like to contact me. My email's in the description, as well as a brief, a few things I offer down there as well. Feel free to reach out. Let me see. Let's just kind of get into it. I'm going to be offering a little bit of energy to start and help us settle into the space and open us up. Say a little prayer and then we'll get started. So feel free to, I'll invite you to just come back. We're going to just kind of come back to ourselves. Just make yourselves as comfortable as possible, whether you're sitting or walking or maybe driving or whatever. And I'll invite you to come back to your breathing and just focus on your breathing. And allow yourself to be as open as possible to receive and to begin to settle. So let's take a moment to check in with our mind, with our mental space, becoming aware of the thoughts that are arising. And we'll do our best now to just allow those thoughts to pass without judgment and set an intention for our mind and our thoughts to settle and become at ease. So let's drop down into the, take a moment to become aware of what is alive for us emotionally and in our heart space. And again, without judging, just recognizing what is alive, what is present. We'll set an intention and ask that our heart space begin to settle, our emotions begin to settle, feeling at ease in our mind, in our heart, and our emotions. And lastly, we'll set a third intention to open ourselves as much as possible to whatever we need to hear today. Just taking with us what is resonating and trusting that the way it's resonating is the way we need to hear it. Okay, good. So I'd like to offer thanks and gratitude to my blood ancestry and spiritual heritage for all of us. feel free to join me in spirit. I'd like to give thanks to all of my teachers, friends, community, guides, who have offered me so much love and blessing and teaching. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask for support today in offering clear messages of healing and guidance for all of us, with our theme, with our topic for this month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool. So I actually started this video before and did a second take because it was like, I don't know, kind of strange. You need to do a little bit of clearing. And I did say I wanted to start with picking some cards, letting some cards fall out from my angel deck. I have this like really beautiful handmade angel deck. Oh, that's so funny. I literally was just shuffling it. Like, I don't know if you saw me, but I was just shuffling it, and then like I didn't know it was gonna come out. But this card came out. It was like the first card that came out before, and I was just like, I just need to restart it. So that's super funny. But anyway, this is a handmade deck from one of my teachers, whose name is Charlotte Tinker, and she is a really a master healer, and has been channeling Kuan Yin for like over 30 years. And you should totally check her out on YouTube. And she has a website, which is Kuan Yin Speaks. I'm not sure if it's .com or what it is, but again, her name is Charlotte Tinker. And yeah, so let's get started. Birth. It's so funny. There's like several of these cards that had come out before. Yeah. I think that these three were really the ones that wanted to come out strongly. Birth. Just, yeah. Birth for sure. So I have a new position for those of you that have been checking out my channel for a little bit. This is a little bit of a new setup. I've been doing it against like my my wooden wall over here. But yeah, I thought this might be a little bit nice and pick some flowers for you guys too. So anyway, yeah, I feel very strongly that, you know, I remember like as soon as, you know, Halloween night, you know, as soon as like, you know, November 1st like came around, the energy was just so different, and it was so yeah, like very fresh, very fresh, very renewed. And so birth, like a rebirth, for sure. And I feel like what that is calling for or pointing to is really a birth of opportunity, really really birthing opportunity for us. Giving us a chance, yeah. Giving ourselves a chance. And I think that that is going to look very different for everybody. I'll be super curious. Feel free to leave in the comment like what might resonate, what's resonating for you when that comes out. Because I'm super curious as to everyone's journey and like what we're collectively experiencing, as well as like individually experiencing, and how those, you know, where those two intersect as well. And I feel like this opportunity, though, in terms of the collective and the way that the energy is going, is for us to, I'm hearing actually make up our minds. And I feel like what that's pointing to is that we need to make up our minds whether we want to be like, do you want to do you want to truly see others, you know, as you know, with the sense of, you know, brotherhood and sisterhood? Do we really want that? And I think for many, the answer is a pretty clear, yes. But I think that what it's pointing to in terms of that there's a decision or an opportunity, make up your mind, is that it very much has to be a conscious choice, and there has to be very conscious action, right? There has to be a conscious effort to that end, right? Because that's not something that always comes natural to us, in big part because of our, incredible, human wounding, ancestral wounding, and just in a very collective way, the ancestry of humankind, is just incredibly wounded. But yeah, it's in this sort of, interesting. I'm hearing breakdown. Yeah, just the breakdown of society in terms of like we're seeing that things don't work the way that we're doing them, and it's just not working for us. It's not working, and it hasn't for a long time. And so therein lies a choice, right? Like, and I think that the antidote, right? This third card that came out, releasing of judgment and releasing of all that actually stands in the way of receiving each other in that way, in that light. Receiving each other with a sense of siblinghood, right? A sense that we are all connected. And these are messages that, always come out. I have a very, so I had a very, very, very long relationship, a very deep connection and relationship with Archangel Gabriel, and who I primarily comes through when I channel. I mostly channel him, and this is a very strong message of his, very clearly. I always know when it's him because it's like, it's like the feeling is like so beautiful and so connective. Yeah, and this is the greatest challenge and task of our time. For me, it's the only one. For me personally, and I think that for many might resonate with that, especially those that are here knowingly doing this work, in terms of weaving the energy so that this might be possible for this remembrance of our collective, that collective truth and that relationship that we have to each other and to the planet and to the, in a general way to the universe, all of it. Recognizing that relationship in earnest, with clarity. I would like to tune in specifically to, and I clearly got this message of like election being a catalyst for another, again, opportunity. Like, how can we use whatever is the outcome of our election here to in the United States, and what that might bring emotionally and everything. We need to use all of these opportunities, whether they seem good or seem bad, to collectively wake up and come together towards the goals that we want. So I'm gonna get started. There's just a kind of like an overview. It's like a reminder of, hey, like this is the point, this is what we're here for. We're here to learn to come together, and see what we can do when we do come together, right? I feel like this month, so I just had 9 of Wands fall out in reverse. I'm gonna take it like that. Also had the devil pop out a little bit while I was just doing this. What I'm feeling is, here, show this right now. Should find a way to do this. It felt like covering my whole face up, huh? What's coming through is that we're just, yeah, again, we're getting a real opportunity to release. It's going to be very helpful. Yeah, I already feel it. It feels just lighter in the air. It just feels so much lighter, especially, you know, since last month. And I think we're coming out of like some kind of retrograde or something. But anyway, yeah, just this immense opportunity. Yeah, just like walls coming down, opportunity to release from like old toxicity, and patterning that you know, translates to us being, you know, divided, basically, dividing ourselves. And yeah, so I'm wondering if there's some information about like, yeah, again, death very strongly, right? This energy, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. That's what's going on. And I resonate with that card really strongly, for sure. Being a Scorpio and being yeah, someone who's kind of gone in and out of many births and deaths, you know, even just like in my short time this round here on Earth. And it's funny that comes out, because I think that the reason why that just came out was because we need to be doing more of that, individually and as a collective, you know, going through deaths and rebirths, you know. I think a lot of us can resonate with, you know, the you know, having been through, for those of us who have been through, you know, very significant like breakups with, you know, with partners and things like that. While it's like maybe incredibly painful at times, it can also you know, most of the time, if not like every time, is like a really incredibly, you know, beautiful and deepening, you know, into ourselves, and it is very healing, you know, that process, especially if we are like really wanting it to be that way, or like really able to come out the other end in a strong way. And so I feel like that's a good example and analogy for a lot of the opportunity that's going on right now. While it might not feel like very pleasant, through that process, it's very much about self-discovery, as well as the self-discovery on a collective level, right? And we absolutely need to be experiencing the births and deaths, you know, and the death needs to come first, right? It's all about release. It's all about releasing our patterns, releasing old ways of thinking about things, and really like revisiting, you know, ideas of other people that we might have judgments. And yeah, I mean, to put it pretty bluntly, you know, yeah, like really asking ourselves, like, why don't I like this group of people? Or, you know, if, you know, that's something that's real and alive, you know, why am I like, and that could be anything from like somebody's race, or where they're, you know, where they're from, to, you know, political stances and things like that. Because yeah, those things are just as important as like, you know, like seeing the human being and the brother or the sister, you know, behind, you know, that, you know, behind the ideology that they are maybe holding on to right now, is so important, you know. What else is going on right now? And I think why this is all coming out is because this game of, you know, politics is so like up here, right? And it really just totally bypasses, like, excuse me, the heart and the emotion, and seeing each other from a more heart-centered space, right? We begin to see each other and place judgment, and we see people as their ideologies that they're holding, which isn't a permanent thing, you know. an ideology or a way that we're looking at something. You know, the way that we look at things throughout our life changes, you know, and we shouldn't judge people too harshly because they might be holding on to something that we don't agree with, you know, or that might, you know, in all reality be pretty you know, dated, or just, you know, not very aligned, or not very wise, right? Yeah. And the key, again, it's just so clear. The key is just, we just look at that person as if they're your sibling. Like, really, truly know that. Like, that is the real relationship. And that is the key. That is absolutely the key. Like, if we are truly able to see people that we don't agree with in that light, you know, it's like a sibling that we have, that, you know, if you have a sibling that doesn't have the same, you know, political views as you, you know, you might like get into arguments with them and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you believe that. Like, you know, what is wrong with you, or whatever, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of love there, and that will never, you know what I mean? That will never cease to be. And there's a great amount of healing in that. I'd like to ask what is significant about what is coming out right now. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Okay, not really. Okay, do we have another topic or anything else that wants to come out in particular for the month of October, for our air signs, mental space? Any guidance or, yeah, bringing into awareness what's going on more clearly? I feel like many might be thinking about starting their own business or leaving a job, things like that. I'm asking if this is a good time for that. I mean, I think it's certainly going to depend on your situation. Interesting. Okay, so I got the ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I feel like, you know, so many of us just want to like be done with like the rat race feeling, you know, feeling the rat race, and like really wanting to just be like doing what they want to do, right? They want to make the decision. Like we all want to make the decisions for ourselves in our own lives in terms of like the way we want to live, you know. Yeah, we all want to be like the one that like is that, you know, is in control. And for many, this is also speaking to those who might want to be of service, but also, yeah, are interested in being like spiritual leaders or teachers, or, you know, helping people navigate their lives from a spiritual perspective, or from a whatever their niche is, whatever it's like, you know, astrology, or you know, energy, or doing some kind of healing, or, you know, even, you know, music, or like sound healing, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Wanting to activate, you know, people, and wanting to yeah, support people in those ways that are very, very important right now. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a few more cards from this deck. So I'm not getting any direct things about in terms of advice for timing or anything like that. If that is a category that you fall into. What I feel though strongly is that whatever makes you feel like, you know, the hierophant of your own life, like the, you know, priest, high priest, or priestess, like falling into those roles right now, whether you're getting like supported financially or otherwise through the work that you're doing. But stepping into those roles in a big way, in a way that feels right for you. Whether that's, like I'm doing like YouTube stuff and like print broadcast and support that way, or however that looks, right? Using your skills, using making it feel very like you, like very authentically you, because when you're in that space, it's so easy to make a impact, a powerful and meaningful impact, because it's so real and authentic and just raw from the source. It's like unfiltered. And that's also a very key step to doing anything, really, is to make it feel that way, and to really tap in deeply in that sort of way. Okay, I got a few more cards pulled out. I'm actually not quite sure. I'm gonna take this up right. The star card on the bottom of the deck, speaking to these dreams, or these what we might want to step into. I'm just gonna take all of these upright. Okay, I feel like for many of us, a hesitation with this is like really wanting to hold on to what we do have, feeling safe where we are at. And I think that is so understandable, because times are really tough right now for so many people. And it could be crazy to think like, oh, maybe I'm considering leaving my job or something like that. I see many kind of doing that anyway. I see that happening anyway. And for some, it might feel kind of reckless and adventurous, while in other cases, it might feel a little bit more calculated. I'm feeling like the calculated move is probably the more solid one right now. Maybe that's just my super earthy energy coming out. But I feel like, I would not want to see anybody suffer too much, but sometimes that's kind of how it goes, and sometimes we have to like leave everything behind. And I would say again that whatever feels authentic, whatever feels like, we always, I feel like when we're really able to tap in and look at a situation objectively, and also just like, again, tap into the energy and feel, really get into contact with how things feel, with the flow of what is the flow and direction that life wants to take us in for our, highest healing and growth. We begin to see signs and also get feelings, one way or another. And, sometimes that can be, sometimes if, we're not so clear or grounded, or just the nature of the situation, it can, like not be so clear all the time. And for sure, reach out to people, whether that's, to have somebody like, do a private reading for you, or friends and family, just like, for support, and like speaking to people that you trust, and, that, have your best interests in mind, is always like a great way to go. Like just saying things out loud and writing things down would be my suggestion. I feel like the company that you're a part of, or maybe a group of friends or community or something like that, might feel like you're very much like just up and leaving, and might feel a certain way about it that's not, maybe truly what you would want them to feel. I feel like, we can do our best to offer clarity and offer the truth, or offer, like what we can to people, and explain why we make the choices that we make. But it's not up to us to, and frankly, it's not possible for us to choose how people are going to feel about those things. And I think that when people really do care for us and love us, right, they understand, right? And so I'm getting that maybe you have a tendency to not be so communicative. I think that would be a great thing to do, to be communicative. And I ultimately feel like this move, whether that's, again, a physical move, moving away from like a job, like release keeps on coming up very strongly. And the star card also keeps coming up very strongly, which again was at the bottom of the deck when I pulled this particular set. Really speaking to, like just really speaking to like, this is truly like what you want, and that's clear. And yeah, you know, really like follow that. It's important to follow that. It's absolutely essential. So I'm going to go ahead and close the reading there. I'm going to I'll actually pull one angel, or one card from my angels and ancestors deck. There we go. And yeah, kind of close from there. See if there's any support or guidance that wants to come out, or anybody just that wants to, any guides or anything that just want to come and say hi. Okay, I feel this really strongly. Yeah, like, you know, okay, really interesting. So I had two cards come out. One, which was at the bottom of the deck, I'll show it first. Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. I truly feel that success and happiness is coming to someone strongly. Yeah. I feel it for me. I feel it for a lot of people. And then the other one that came out was Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. Really pretty card. I like this card a lot. Yeah, and you know, I feel a lot of just fruits, you know, a lot of yeah, truly like reaping, you know, what we've sown. And for some that might, like, it's interesting what comes up. We all sow seeds that are, you know, both beneficial and helpful, as well as like not. And it really truly is a matter of what we put our energy into and what we are giving more life to, right? Giving more energy to. But I feel that regardless, that there's like, yeah, that there's certainly like a good amount of like growth happening through whatever is going to be experienced. And yeah, and then through that, you know, in many ways, like, again, like opportunity. And we just really have to like be available to take it, and be willing to yeah, to release and to re-examine, right? And it's really just kind of up to us. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there for real this time. And yeah, I just want to give a big thank you for you guys for yeah, all the support. And if you would again like to work with me privately, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to yeah, with emails in the description, or I was gonna say through Instagram as well, at Brother Earth Healing. And yeah, feel free to message me there or connect with me there as well. Yeah, and I hope you guys have a really, really blessed month. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be hard with COVID and family and, you know, holidays coming up. But I do hope everyone is really mindful about being safe and keeping their loved ones and everybody else safe, you know. And yeah, with that, thank you. And until next time, many, many blessings to you.